The number of positive tests are starting to fall and come down. Everyone is looking towards this May 1st date. Are there any plans to ease restrictions before May 1st?
Well, we are looking at the data every single day, and we're going to continue to do that for for the weeks and months ahead, because what we know is that COVID-19 will continue to be present in some form. The goal is to keep it at a manageable number, to keep the fewest people from getting it as possible, to re-engage in a thoughtful manner certain sectors of our economy. And so I can't 10 days ago I couldn't have predicted that we would see this leveling off. 10 days from now, I can't predict precisely what we will see in the interim, but I do know if everyone continues to do their part, we can thoughtfully think about how we might re-engage certain sectors of our economy. But it will be coming in waves, and we're going to be assessing every step of the way.
All right, so let's talk maybe about some of those details, because I think there is a simmering frustration. People see that Georgia is going to be opening up on Friday. They see news coming out of South Carolina. Republicans in the state have put forth two plans with some details and specifics about how they'd like to see things open up in waves. What are some of the details that you can share with us that you're working on right now with your task force? And is there anything in the Republicans' plans that they put forward that you find valid?
Yeah, sure. I think that there are some good thoughts there. I think that there are good thoughts from what the guidance was that came from the White House. This group that has come together, the Economic Recovery Group, is really doing a rigorous amount of work looking at the data, understanding all of the different economies and the different aspects of sectors of our economy, rating them for risk, asking the tough questions, and having University of Michigan Medical kind of weigh in and give us counsel as to what's riskier than other things, what we can do to mitigate that risk, what protocols we need to adopt. Asking questions, I mean, lots of questions, but a couple of examples. Is the work done primarily inside or outdoors? Is the work one that engages directly with the public, or is it like office work or work that is behind the scenes? Is it work that there is shared tools or machinery where people are touching the same thing? Each of these is a factor that goes into the determination of how much risk there is in terms of passing on COVID-19. And so as we are assessing this, I think we'll be able to really show people how much thought has gone into this. We'll take some lessons from different groups that are weighing in as well, and I'll make a decision based on all of these factors, how we think we can safely start to re-engage certain sectors of our economy.
It's very tough to talk about reopening if the amount of testing isn't able to ramp up to other levels that other states have. We've seen many reports that Michigan is still lagging behind in the number of tests.
We have capabilities of doing twice as many tests as we are today, maybe up to 3 times as many. What our struggle is right now is getting the swabs and the reagents. That is something that I know every governor in the country is echoing as we have our conversations with the federal government and the White House. We were on a call yesterday with Mike Pence, and that was a consistent theme across the country. These implements are absolutely essential to getting this testing capability to maximum capacity. And yet, this is where we need the most help from the federal government.
Let's talk a little bit about the budget. Obviously, things are going to get tougher here in the state of Michigan. Are there any conversations you're having right now about furloughing state workers, or have you started to take a look at what you might start to carve out of the budget?
Yeah, well, as you probably saw, I've said I'm going to take a pay cut. I know that we are going to have to make a lot of tough decisions here in state government. Of course, the shutdown of an economy means that we are feeling it, and we're going to have to face some potentially deep cuts. I'm hopeful that the federal government gives us flexibility with those CARES Act dollars. We've gotten about $3 billion will be coming to the state of Michigan. That will help go a long way. We know that our kids are going to need additional support as they contemplate going back to school in the fall. And so there are a lot of different factors, but we are analyzing the budget and looking to see where we need to pull back. We have a hiring freeze. We've already done a number of things to cut spending, but ultimately, as we think about next year's budget, we're going to be making some tough decisions in the short term.